Hi Joe and Ross, Stephanie here, and I'm here with Miss Maggie. Now for this video, we're working on our stay with our distractions, yes. And as you can tell, I've got my normal distraction for Maggie, but I've also got the edible distraction. This is my granulated rawhide, and then I also have her treats, and I've got these little treats over here. Now, with Maggie and her stay today, we're working on the leave it's. Remember, there are two phases of leave it. First one is when I'm handing her something, telling her to leave it, and her being able to not take it out of my hand, okay? Even when I'm handing it to her and giving it to her, we need to make sure that she's not gonna take it. So, the second leave it is when I drop something and she's able to completely be ignoring it and not going after anything that I'm dropping. So, we're gonna start nice and easy. Come here, Miss Maggie. Good job. Come here. Sit. Good. Stay. So I've got my edible distraction. I'm going to do my squeaky first. Good. Edible distraction. Now remember, she can't have it. Leave it. I'm laying it down on the ground. Good girl. So even though I'm handing her treats, she's not allowed to have them. I'm going to drop some on the ground. Oops. Don't you want these?
Okay, there we go.
Now I'm going to do the paw trick.
Here's the 12.
Leave it.
You did it all the way to 6.
So even though the treat's on her paw, until I give her that release word, she cannot have it.
Oh, well, you know what? You can actually make it to 7, 8, 9, 10, if there's anything there.
Okay. Good girl. Good girl. So until you give that release word, Maggie knows that she's not supposed to take it out of my hand. Good girl. Good girl. Now you need to work on both the giving and the dropping stuff. So come here, Miss Maggie. Good job. Good. Sit. Good. So I'm going to have her lay down. Stay. Good girl. You sure you don't want it? You sure? So even though I'm giving it to her, almost putting it in her mouth, she knows, oh, that's not mine until she says. No? Try this one? Good. Leave it. Leave it. Oops. Right there in front of you. So even though I'm basically putting it in her mouth, she cannot have it until I give it to her.
You log on camera.
Wait. Okay. Good girl. So, need to work on all the edible stuff, making sure that even if you're handing Maggie something, just like you would be in a hospital setting, you want to make sure that if somebody in a wheelchair hands something to Maggie, even if it's edible and she can have it, she does not take it until you give her the permission. Because we have no idea what somebody could hand her. They could hand her grapes, which could actually, good girl, which could actually hurt her kidney system and make it shut down. So we want to make sure no matter what they're giving her, she doesn't take it until we say okay. Every time she goes for it, give her that no noise, pull it away, and try again. Max. Oops. You want this? Now remember, we don't want her picking up stuff off the ground. Always must be in your hand before she's allowed to take it. Okay, good girl. So, when you guys are at home working on this, remember the two phases of the leave it. The leave it where you're handing her something and telling her that it's okay to have it, and the leave it where you're dropping stuff and allowing her to walk over it, to ignore it until you give her the okay. Remember, when you drop stuff on the ground, she cannot pick it up off the ground. Even if you tell her it's okay, don't do the pickup from there. Pick up the treats by your hand and give it to her from your hand, okay? That's helping her understand that even if something's dropped on the ground, you have the permission to give it to her. She can't just take it, okay? So good job, Miss Maggie. Good girl. So this was Stephanie and Maggie. I'll see you guys tonight. We're going to practice this a little bit more. And we were doing the leave it with both phases and the stay with the distraction.